Making this because I wanted to talk about something that is on my mind right now. And it's towards the end of the year. Most people are getting a lot of clarity this end of the year. You know, there's a lot of reflection. There's a lot of reflection, and you know, maybe what you maybe you're thinking about what you did achieve, what you did achieve. A lot of that comes usually during the end of the year because you set down goals for yourself in the beginning of the year, and you're going to start thinking about it when the year ends. Okay, did I really achieve this? Did I get distracted? All of those things, yes, have been on my mind. I just wanted to use this opportunity to just make this and put it out here. Recently, I've been feeling so scared because I'm beginning to come to terms with the real reason I haven't actually made any results. I haven't actually had any public proof out there, you know, for myself. The real reason I actually didn't take action, haven't taken action, any action in my life for a very long time. The real reason I was struggling with some things, um, the real reason I was, afraid to do things. I've actually just come into terms with that reason, and it makes me so scared. But I want to get over this because I don't want to be so scared for long and not actually doing it because it's just frying your nervous system, frying my nervous system. So I want to express my thoughts here. So I actually realized that I'm actually afraid of success. And that's because I've always had this belief that success is not real, that I can only fantasize about it. Even though I was always telling myself I'm going to be successful, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have everything, I'm going to be a superstar, I'm going to, be a famous movie director, like, I'm going to be living, that life. I used to tell myself, like, I always told myself, I'm going to be living that life, everything. But anytime it came to taking action concerning or pertaining that thing, anytime it came to, like, actually achieving it and making it possible, I'll find myself doing things that will sabotage me from actually achieving those things, and which will lead me to not achieving it at all. Like, I'll be making excuses. I'll say this is the reason this person did it, even though genuinely they might have contributed to some extent, but I allowed it and I used it as something to soothe myself. I tell myself, okay, it's because of that. It's because of that person. It's because of this. It's because of everything around me. Even when I could shift myself in a way that allows me to be able to grow from that situation, I will just keep making excuses and excuses and excuses so that I can wallow in self pity again and tell myself, look, I didn't do it, but don't worry, you can be successful. I just had to give myself, like, just like, a donkey that, his owner puts, this bait in front of his mouth, but the food never gets to his mouth. So it's just running. So the master keeps it running. That's what my brain was doing to me. It just kept me going and not actually heading in any particular direction. Just going and I want this thing, but I'm just going to keep running around like a donkey, like a headless chicken without actually doing anything because I'm afraid of actually being seen. I'm afraid that I just don't understand it because I'm afraid that if I become successful, how do I put this? I don't know. It gives me this this feeling that if I become successful, that maybe something good happens. It actually works out. If I actually put out a video and nothing interrupts the video, it works perfectly. The lighting stays, or I ignore the lighting and I just send my message. And I say everything without my mind going off wandering somewhere else, and I become tired and my phone dies and I have to wait till I charge it, and then by then I would have lost inspiration, and then the cycle keeps going on and on for years, for months, for weeks, for months, for years. Anyway, where was I? Where was I? Okay, I don't remember where I was, but yes, I felt like if that didn't happen and the message went out clearly, that I'll like something will happen to me. Maybe I'll explode, or I would have to come in terms with the fact that my belief that success was only for some people, that it doesn't exist, that all my worries and doubts were not really valid, that I have to come into the terms that I was actually overthinking. That I have to come into the terms that I am the only creator of my reality, that I'm the one that creates my destiny. That I have to come into the terms that my life is my responsibility. That I have to come into terms that I am the one that decides, that it is in my hands now. And that scares me very, very much. It scares me very, very much. And for the past few days, I've been feeling so tense. I've always gotten so much ideas. I've always been a very creative person, but to put it out there means that I have to face that, because I just don't know why. Before I didn't know why. Anytime anybody does something, they do it seamlessly. They do it like it flows. But when I do it, if I see that it's actually flowing, it's about to flow, I just get fucking scared, because it means that I'll have to challenge every other thing in my life. I'll be like, okay, if this actually happened and it was in my control, that means my eating habits is actually in my control. The people I let into my life, my friendship is actually in my control. My financial state is actually in my control. All those type of things, like I'll actually have to come to terms that it's actually in my control and I can actually do something about it. And if I don't, that's on me. If I do, that's on me. Like it's so fucking scary that I was so fucking scared. Like for 2 days, 3 days now, 1 week, 4 days. Even last night when I slept, I was scared, sleeping. I woke up in the midnight, still thinking about my life. The fact that I had argued and fought with so many people that tried to decide for me for so long, when it was actually my decision. Whatever anybody says, if anybody comes here to tell me I'm ugly or says I'm stupid, and I know I'm actually a genius, because I'm actually a genius. Like, not to have myself up, not to feel special, because I am special, but you know, to that will mean that I was wasting my time, just trying to distract myself. It's just like, okay, you're sitting down here, you don't want to do this thing, and then somebody comes and starts saying something, and you're like, oh, now I'm going to pretend like it was this person's fault that they came here and I don't have to do this thing. That type of mentality. Like, I'll use all my circumstances around me, and then it will bother me so much because I had anxiety and I'm overcoming it right now. But I'll use it as an excuse. Okay, this person is doing this person is saying this. This is what is happening in the world. The world is burning down right now. COVID, look at all these things that are happening. I mean, it's their fault. Not to invalidate the way that sometimes we can allow things to make us feel some way. Sometimes some things can bother us as humans, even though it's our decision how we feel towards or react towards anything in our life. Not to invalidate the way we can feel sometimes about some things, like the loss of a loved one. Like, you're definitely going to feel something, or maybe, whatever it is that you're going through. I'm not going to invalidate the fact that you can feel human, but it's a decision, it's a choice, at least for me. as a choice, and I do not want to continue this way anymore. I know it's going to be tough to face my fears and challenge everything I've ever believed because I grew up in a place where I grew up in a religious home. I grew up in a religious home and I was told that it's this way, it's this way. I'll never ask any question, why is it this way? Everybody be like, oh my God, you dare ask a question. And I will definitely suffer for the consequences of asking that question. So I wouldn't ask any of that question again, and I'll just be like questioning myself in my mind, why is it like this? Anyway, it's just like this. And whenever I see something new that challenges that makes me like baffled as a child, I'll be like, okay, but why is it like this again? Like sometimes when I used to be unhappy, like not always happy as a child, and I always ask myself, like, why can't I be happy? Sometimes when somebody did something to like make me like angry or did something mean when to like when I was a child. Maybe it's a family member but an adult, and it's so something that was supposed to break me, but I find myself not actually being bothered, but being happy. And then I used to think to myself, but isn't happiness actually a choice? And then I didn't know about self-help books. I didn't know about any of this philosophy or psychology or any other of these things, but I didn't have friends because I'll just be in the house, and my parents were like, "Don't associate with other children. We don't know how they are. They're going to spoil you. Please don't associate with them. We don't know how they are." All this type of things. And before you will only associate with the children that were in our church, and apart from that, we'll be locked inside the house all day, every day. Unless it's our school friends. After meeting them there, you just come back home and that's it. So, um, facing my fear right now is challenging, but it's something I have to do if I want to go forward in my life. Not only my creativity, not only my music, not only what I want to do as a person, not only my passion and all those things, but in my relationships, my friendships, my um, relationship with family, not only romantic relationship, but just relationship with people in general, relationship with myself, relationship with God, if you believe in God, but relationship with just the way I relate with people and things, in my life and myself. Like it's going to have to force me to challenge all these things, and that is what's making me scared. That is what's giving me anxiety, and but I actually know that once you start thinking of starting feels hard, but once you start and you have rifled the first piece and you're like, okay, you're just not going to want to go back because you're like, okay, there's something new because I've been used to this. I'm so fucking used to this old, but now I see that there's something new. Why don't I just go ahead and try? Like even though I'm scared, why not do it scared? Because if you just start, you're going to see more results when you're doing something. And when you're like, just start, you're going to see that it's actually not so fucking scared. Just like the child that's sleeping in the dark room, and when you turn on the lights and you see that there's actually nothing there. There's no boogeyman. There's nobody under your bed. It's just your mind. Like it's all in our head. It's all in our head. Like you always, we always like we humans can always fucking worry about what everybody thinks or what is gonna happen next. All those type of things. And really, those things don't matter. Those things don't actually matter. Something can happen to, let's say you put 10 people in a room and you say one thing, you say I love you to those 10 people. The 10 of them are going to perceive it different ways. One is going to be like, okay, this person says he love me. Okay, they mean it. This person says he love me. Maybe they're just playing. This person they say they love me. Maybe it's just because of the experiment. This person say they love me. They're probably trying to, play me. Maybe they're trying to like, put me in a situation like my past people in my past did. They're probably trying to like gaslight me. There's something, they're trying to trick me to something. But others are just like, well, actually, I know I'm loved. People usually love me, so I don't know. It just depends on your perception in life here. I don't really want to ramble off here, so I'm just going to stop here. And thank you for stopping by. And I want you to know that if you're feeling the same way I'm feeling, No matter how you're feeling, if you're feeling like you've failed because what here has ended and you didn't achieve anything, I want you to know that time is, I don't know, is it subjective or objective? You should stop overthinking it and just actually live in this moment. Try your best to live in this moment. When you're living in the moment consistently and constantly, you're not always going to be thinking about the years and the years. Yes, you're going to plan for your life and plan for your future, but you're not going to be so worried about everything. Like, you're just going to see, like, you're not going to see life like, if I don't do it now, if I don't do it next year, the world is going to fucking end. I'm not going to achieve anything, and all my fears is going to come true, and all this. No, just calm down. I promise, it's all in your mind. Like, it's all in your mind. Thank you for watching this video, and I do hope give this video a thumbs up and like and subscribe. If you're watching from YouTube, if you're on Spotify, you can give it a 5-star review. If you're seeing this on audio mic, you can just, heart it and repost. Thank you for watching or listening. Love you. Bye.